everybody. Thank you so much for signing up to receive this free video all about creating your very own online business and getting more freedom in your life. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cynthia Koenig, and I began creating and selling information online back in 2004. And back then, I was really desperate to be able to quit my librarian teaching job so that I could stay home with my baby daughter. And, through a lot of trial and error, I finally found my niche, and I was not only able to replace my teaching salary, but in the second year, I was able to increase it 4 times over. So it was all due to creating and selling information products on my website. I didn't even have a blog back then. So it worked out really well. And really, it was the best thing I ever did because it enabled me to not only quit my job, but I made more money by getting more freedom and staying home and creating a passive income. And I was able to help a lot of people. So something to consider. Many bloggers and website owners are able to quit their day jobs and make more money in 1 month than they previously made all year. And how is this possible? Well, they sell their own products, their own information products. And one of the most valuable products that you'll ever sell is an online course, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And back when I started in 2004, there really wasn't a lot of information available on creating info products or websites, things like that. And there definitely weren't very many tools to help you along. And now, these days, it's easier than ever before because there are so many online tools, social media, things to help you get going. So, back in 2004, I had to learn Dreamweaver, and I created my own website from scratch. And through a lot of trial and error, I began creating some simple PDF courses and selling them on my site. And nowadays, you can create video courses really easily, and these are even more valuable than the PDFs. So, it's never too late, and these days, easier than ever. So right now, why don't you go ahead and pause this video for a second. Get out a piece of paper and write down every single idea you have for creating your online business. It could be hobbies that you love or are passionate about. It could be something from your career that you've learned, something from school, anything, just any idea you have. Go ahead and write it down and then click play when you're ready to go on. Okay, so I hope you got a good list of ideas written down. And right now, I want to talk a little bit more about what might be holding you back. So let's listen to Marty McFly here for just a second.
What if they say I'm no good? What if they say, get out of here, kid, you got no future? I just don't think I can take that kind of rejection.
I think we've all felt like Marty at one time or another, right? So maybe fear of rejection is something that's holding you back. But let's talk about this for a second. Back when I started my online business, I think there are a few reasons why I was successful. And the first one is, number one, I did not ask permission. I just did it. When I decided to create my online business, I didn't consult anybody. I didn't ask anybody's permission or if they thought it was a good idea. I knew that this could be something big, and I went after it with everything I had. And then number two, I believed in myself. My mom, who passed away in 2014, always believed in me and always told me that I could do anything I set my mind to. And I was so blessed to have her as my mom. And thanks to her, I really do believe it's possible to do anything that I'm determined to do. So number three, I looked past any self-doubt or fear. Was I scared? Sure. But I put all that negative self-talk aside. And why did I do that? Well, because of number 4. I was highly motivated. My baby daughter was growing up in front of my eyes, and I was missing it. I'll never forget the day that I had to drop her off at the babysitter's on my first day back to work when my maternity leave was over. I cried the whole way to work, and I was determined to make this work so that I could quit my job and be a full-time stay-at-home mom. Number 5, I really didn't care what anybody thought. You know, whenever I shared my plans with someone and maybe they gave me that look like they thought, okay, that's never going to work, I didn't care. And as a matter of fact, my husband at the time thought that the whole thing was a big waste of energy. But, guess who turned out to be right? He changed his tune when he saw all the money I was making, right? And by the way, I'm not married to him anymore. So number 6, I took action. And this one's big. You can think and plan and dream all you want, but it won't get you any closer to having your business unless you actually take action. And you don't even have to do a whole bunch of stuff at once. Just do at least one thing per day, right? It'll get you closer to your goal every day. And if you can do more, then that's even better. But just get going, because remember, imperfect action is better than no action at all, right? You can always update and tweak and make it better as you go, but you just got to get going. And then number 7, I didn't let failure stop me. Did everything I do turn out great? Turn to gold? No. I made plenty of mistakes, but guess what? I didn't let the mistakes stop me. I learned from them and I moved on. So I didn't give up, and neither should you, because really, let's think about this. Fear hinders success. So if you have any self-doubt keeping you from your dreams, you've got to stop. You've got to take action, believe in your idea, and don't let anybody get you down, right? Really, the only person who can tell you that you can't do this is you. So if you want success, you have to take action. All right, that brings us to my second thing here, getting the buts out of the way. Let's see what Pee Wee had to say about this.
I know you're right, but...
But what? Everyone I know has a big butt. Come on, Simone, let's talk about your big butt.
All right, so here we go. Let's not let the big butts keep us from the lives we want to live, right? So let's talk about this. Maybe you have some buts that you're thinking about. Let's talk about them. The first one is, I had a great idea, but someone already created something on my topic. Well, guess what? I have great news. If somebody, or even many someone's, already created an info product or an online course or a website or a blog about your topic, that is actually a really good thing. And you know why? It proves you have a viable idea, and that there's an audience out there who is interested in that topic and willing to spend money to get the information. So, think about it. When you go into a library or a bookstore to look for a book that shows you how to do something, is there only one book by one author on the shelf? No. There are several options to choose from, right? So each author maybe explains the topic in their own way, presenting with their own unique experiences, their own teaching styles. And it's the same for online businesses and info products. You might have a similar product to somebody else's, but your own unique transformations and experiences and styles will make you stand out from everyone else. So don't worry about that one. All right, let's look at the second one. I know what I want to teach, but I have no idea how to deal with all the technology involved in setting up my business online. Okay, so this can be a major stumbling block if you let it be, but don't let it get you down, and definitely don't let it stop you from succeeding, because remember, back in 2004 when I started, I had to teach myself HTML, learn how to use Dreamweaver, I had to create my own website, all that stuff, right? Was it hard? Yes. Did I do it anyway? Thank goodness, yes. But the good news is that, like we talked about a minute ago, it is so much easier these days. You can create an easy website or a blog with WordPress. And there are so many tools available to make all of your course creation and marketing seriously easy. So I don't want you to worry about the tech at all. All right, let's look at this one. I want to start an online business, but I'm not an expert in my field. Okay, so maybe this is something you're thinking about. And a lot of people get hung up on this. They think that because they don't have a PhD in their topic, that they aren't qualified to teach anything. But let me ask you this. Are you at least 1 to 2 steps ahead of who you'll be teaching? That's all you need. Share your experiences, your transformation. Tell people how to get from point A to point B, and that's all the expertise you need. All right, let's look at this next one. I want to connect with others, but I have no online presence. Well, then now's the time to get started, right? It's so easy to start out with a simple WordPress blog. I mean, that is simple. It's not hard. And then you can add a Facebook page or maybe a Pinterest account if you want to. You know, there's no time like the present. You have to start somewhere. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And your online business is no different. You just need to get started and do one thing each day to work towards your goal. How about this one? I created something, but it isn't perfect. Okay. So guess what? Perfection is the killer of dreams. Right? If you are waiting for it to be perfect, then you'll be waiting a long time. Imperfect action gets things done. Imperfect action gets things done. Imperfect action makes money. Imperfect action gets you the freedom you want. You know, strive for greatness, but don't think that every single thing you do has to be absolutely perfect. All right? So the point of all this is don't let your big butt get in the way of your success. All right? Here we go.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
You just want to know what they want, right? But you know what? It's so easy because all you have to do is ask them, you know? The best way to find out what your audience wants is to ask. And it's so easy these days because you can use online tools like SurveyMonkey, and you can create surveys and you can send them out to your email list if you have one. But if you don't have an email list, you can just put them up on social media. Maybe you could send them a free gift or a special report or something like that in exchange for filling out the survey. But what you want to do is just ask open-ended questions along with multiple choice ones. So, you know, kind of mix up open-ended questions along with multiple choice and find out, you know, what is their biggest problem? What are they worried about? What do they want to solve? And then you can solve it for them in the course, in your paid product. And they will feel like you are reading their minds. So there's really no point in creating your online business if nobody is going to be interested in it, right? So I recommend you find out before you create anything at all. And then, of course, you can ask yourself, you know, what did I go through? What have you been through personally? How was your transformation? What happened? What did you do to solve your problem? And that's what you want to teach people, how to get from point A to point B. Also, ask yourself, maybe what are some of the most common questions that you're asked about your topic? If you have a blog, what are some of the most popular posts about? Which ones have the most comments? What are people saying, right? How about this? Are there other courses out there on your topic? Other websites, other blogs? What problems do they address? What transformations are they promising? So that's something to think about when you are creating your website, your blog, your courses. Okay, so we're going to talk about creating a promise for your product. Let's see what Rapunzel had to say here.
I promise. And when I promise something, I never, ever break that promise. Ever.
And that's how you should be too, right? So, you know, here's some things to keep in mind. Consider your audience and their biggest problem, or one of their biggest problems that you will solve, along with a step-by-step solution that you can offer, right? So let's look at some examples. Here's an example. Learn to play your first electric guitar solo in 30 minutes. There's a pretty good promise. How about how to walk off 10 pounds in 30 days, right? So think about this. Think of even going deeper. You want, in your promise of your course, you want to name your audience, address their desire, tell them how, and give them a time frame. So here's an example of that. Teachers. There's the audience. If you want to retire early and make this your last year in the classroom, there's their desire. Then let me show you how to create and sell an online course. That was the how. In 30 days. There's your time frame. So you see how that works? Okay. Maybe another one would be, let's go back here real quick. Go back. Maybe another one would be, are you 10 pounds or more overweight? There's your audience. If traditional diets aren't working for you, and there's the problem, right? Let me show you how to lose up to 10 pounds in 2 weeks. There's our time frame. By using my untraditional approach to weight loss. So there's a how, right? So think about how you can create a promise for your course, and you can make a list of words that would grab your audience, their problem, the transformation they will achieve, and a time frame. And then just start experimenting with phrases and sentences. And before you know it, you will have your course promise all written out. Okay. So let's talk about what to include. You don't want to overwhelm with your course.
You overwhelm me.
Right? Too much information is just as bad as having not enough information. So think about, if you tell your students or your audience that your course has 25 video modules, maybe a 300-page PDF and a 50-page workbook, they're going to think to themselves, how am I ever going to have time to go through all of that, right? And then before you know it, boom, you've lost that sale. But instead of focusing on quantity, I think it's better to focus on quality. And some things to consider are the following. Think about focusing on one problem and one solution. So once you have your website all set up and you've got some good content on there and you've decided to go ahead and create a paid product, for your first paid product, just focus on one problem and one solution, right? It doesn't have to cover every single aspect of your topic. Just pick one big problem to solve, and your solution might cover several subtopics, and that's fine, but just focus on a single problem to solve. So if you just show them how to get from point A to point B, they'll be happy, right? We just don't want to overwhelm. Okay. All right, so this is one of my favorite ones. I know this is the song that many of you would like to sing at your job.
All right. I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit, Mr. White.
Yes, I know a lot of you would love to do that, right? It's fun to think about. And, I'm sure you would do the responsible thing and write an eloquent letter of resignation and give 2 weeks notice, right? But I want you to know that starting an online business and creating an online course definitely has the power to be your ticket to freedom. And selling how-to information online was what really allowed me to quit my job and stay home with my baby daughter, and later stay home with my second daughter. If it weren't for that, I would never have been able to do it. So remember, not only did it replace my income, it quadrupled it. And I'm not alone. The web is full of success stories from people just like you who decided to share what they know online. And to me, really the best part of creating an online business is the passive income, because I love how you can give your all to a course, get it created, do all the work once, and then you can sell it for years to come. You can keep promoting it, but it keeps selling even though you put in the work one time. So you really can't beat it. So I really hope I've given you some good ideas on how to get online, share your passions, create courses, sell them online, and create passive income. But, you know, a lot of you are thinking, where do I start? I need help. I don't know how to do this. And I am here to help you. So I want to share with you a video. Hey everybody, it's Cynthia Koenig here. I'm your online business coach and I'm ready to help you get started with your very own online business. So you know you need a website or a blog, you know you need an email subscriber list, you know you want to package your knowledge into some online programs, online training, but you're not sure where to start. Well, I'm here to help you. I was in the same boat back in 2003 after the birth of my first child, and I was an elementary school librarian, and having to leave my daughter with the babysitter every morning and then head off to work every day was really, truly heartbreaking. And all I wanted to do was stay home with my new baby. So I needed to find a way to work from home but still make money. So, long story short, what I ended up doing was starting my own photography business, which was great, only I was working way more than I wanted to, so it kind of defeated the whole purpose. So what I ended up doing was creating a website, and on that website I sold a program on how to start your own home-based photography business. And I shared my knowledge and my passion about photography and business with others who wanted to start their own businesses. Well, it worked out great because that first year I doubled my teaching salary, and the next year I quadrupled it. So, needless to say, not only was I able to stay home with my baby daughter, I was able to make much more money by staying home and working online and collecting a passive income. So I really want to help you do the same thing. I've been at this since 2004, and I've learned a lot about online business, how to set things up, how to get going, and how to market and sell. And so what I want you to do is go ahead and scroll down and read about all of the things that are included in this 6-week video course, Kick Off and Kick Ass. And when you're ready to go, I want you to go down there to the buy button, and once you check out, you will be sent instructions in your email about how to access all the videos. So I will see you there. Okay, so if you want further help on how to get going, I want you to check out my website, kickoffandkickass.com. I'm going to take you there right now. Here it is. So Kick Off and Kick Ass is your 6-week guide to starting an online business by sharing your passions with others. And here it is here. If you want to watch that video again, it's right there. And basically, I'm going to tell you how to set up from scratch your very own online business, starting from nothing. And in week 1, we're going to talk about foundations, like deciding on your niche and discovering what your ideal client needs and how you can provide it. We're going to talk about getting you online, purchasing a domain name, getting you some hosting, installing WordPress, and customizing your site. And we'll talk about how to create some really beautiful graphics, and I have a resource that is super easy and inexpensive to use. And then in week 2, we're going to talk about how to install social sharing buttons in WordPress to get your list growing even faster. And then this is key too, this is the big one, is how to set up an email list quickly and easily, because you've got to have that. If you want to succeed, you've got to have your email list going. And we're going to talk about how to create a super easy and effective lead magnet. And all that is something that entices people to sign up for your email list. I have a really easy thing that you can do. And then we're going to create a thank you page for automatic delivery of your lead magnet. We're going to talk about all that, how to set it up, and how it works. Then in the 3rd week, we're going to talk about growing your list. And it's going to be how to craft your blog posts to get you more email signups, how to create a simple weekly newsletter, things to include and how to send it out. It's super easy. I have a strategy for growing your email list quickly, and we're going to talk about how to get your Facebook page up and maybe creating a Facebook group and what you should include there. And then how to effectively share your content on Pinterest so that you can get even more signups. All right. And then in week 4, we're going to talk about product creation. And we're going to start researching some ideas for your first paid product. And I'm going to talk about the easiest and least expensive ways to go ahead and create your first product so that you're not overwhelmed. And I'll give you some ideas on what you can create as well. Then in week 5, we're going to talk about creating a sales page, all about selling online. So creating a sales page or a sales video, how to collect payments. I have a way to do this that makes it a breeze and is problem-free. So also how to automatically deliver your product to customers once they've paid you, because you want to set up a system where this can all happen without you touching it, right? Passive income. So then in week 6, we're going to talk about promotion, how to create an email sequence that sells your product for you, and how to promote your new product for maximum sales. And then as a bonus, we have a Facebook group. So you'll be able to meet other like-minded entrepreneurs and ask questions if you need help or you need encouragement. And I'll also be there to personally answer questions. So, that's a lot to go over, but 6 weeks and you can have it done, right? You'll have it up online and ready to sell. So right now, the introductory price for Kickoff and Kickass is just $297 for the first 100 people. After that, I will be increasing the price. And there's also a payment plan available if you'd rather do 2 payments of $149. So whichever one works for you. And I do have a 7-day money-back guarantee. I want you to go over it, try it out. But if you decide it's just not for you, then after the first week, I will provide you with a full refund. All you have to do is email me. So just remember, in a few short weeks, you could have the business of your dreams up and running, right? So don't wait. When you scroll down, you'll see the pay in full option right there. And then under that, the payment plan option. Okay. And that's at kickoffandkickass.com. So I want to go over some questions, some frequently asked questions. So this may be you. So a lot of people ask me, will this work for my particular niche or my topic? And, really, as long as you have something to teach and it's something that others want to learn, then you have a great idea for an online business, right? And believe me, online courses exist in even the most obscure niches. You'd be surprised. So if you aren't sure and you want to ask me, then please feel free to email me at cindykoenig@outlook.com. But I do ask that you put a subject line in there, KOAKA, which is just kick off and kick ass. And that way I know that you have a question about that. All right, so what if you're new? What if you're a total newbie, right? Do I need experience with technical stuff to make this work? And I'm going to tell you no, you do not, because I'm going to show you in video, step by step, how to do everything and to set everything up so that you can get it all running smoothly. I will help you every step of the way. Okay? Is all the content available immediately, or is it released week by week? It is released week by week. All right. So a new module of the course will be available each week. And I decided to do it that way so that you aren't overwhelmed and it's manageable and that you can do this, right? At the end of 6 weeks, you will be done. You will have it set up. Okay. Another question is, are there any other costs involved in running an online business? And yes, there are. You're going to have to obviously purchase a domain name and some hosting. I talk about this in the course. I tell you how to do it. It can run about $25 or so annually, sometimes less. Just depends on the company you go with. Also, of course, you're going to have to get an email list going, and that'll cost you a little bit a month, but it's not high. And then if you want some graphics for your website, I'm going to tell you about a place where you can get them for about $1 each. So those are some things. I also probably will recommend other optional tools, in the course, but it's optional. You can or cannot purchase those. So what if I have questions along the way? I'm more than happy to help. Please email me, cindykoenig@outlook.com. Just remember the subject line, KOAKA. And you can also always seek help in the private Facebook group. Okay. So I just want to tell you thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you have any questions, please do email me. And I look forward to getting you started, getting that online business up and running. I'll see you on the other side.